Hi guys, and welcome to my first genuine video in this Linux series. That's Ubuntu Linux series that's going to be coming up. Well, that's here, let's say. Still having issues with the VirtualBox guest editions and the icons getting all messed up. I mean, some of these I've had to actually manually move around. So saying again, you install Ubuntu Linux on your PC, it won't look like this. Well, it'll, but basic layout will be the same, but what I mean is some of these icons and stuff won't be where they are on mine. they'll be far better placed. Anyway, to get started, basically, I know this sounds very amateurish, but stay with me on this one, okay? I have a plan. And here comes the ironic part. My plan is I'm going to wing it. Yeah, I know how ridiculous that's sounding. About a lot of you now are probably hovering over the pause video button, ready to just, forget about it. What I actually mean is, my plan is to show you guys, perhaps freshly installing Ubuntu, trying Linux or whatever, maybe even. I'm basically going to take you through every single step. I mean, this is still a freshly installed Ubuntu system. I'm going to be setting up, because I wanted to install it as well, to play around with myself. And I've not set anything up to the way I want it yet. I'm going to be doing everything on video. Probably in probably one video for each separate thing, or I might do multiple things on videos because there's no real limit to video length now. For all I know, even I may decide to randomly do a 2-hour video just doing everything, of setting up everything. I doubt it, but we'll see how it goes. So basically, we have the freshly installed system here. Now, the first thing I would normally do here with a freshly installed Ubuntu system is open whatever web browser I have, and at the moment that is Firefox. And what I'd normally do is I'd run a search for a software called Ubuntu Tweak. However, before I do that, I want to try something else. I'll just minimize this for now. I want to check, because it's been so long now since I used, since I was using Ubuntu Linux, full time. I want to check the software center just to make sure Ubuntu Tweak hasn't been put in there. I mean, whenever I've checked in the past, it never was there, but you never know. Ubuntu Tweak, and there's a reason I'm not showing. No, it's not there. You see, there's a reason I'm not showing you the software center here. As I say, those of you that are new to Ubuntu might be baffled here. There's a reason, because I don't really use it. I don't really use it much at all. As I say, and we'll get to that. You'll see. So close that. So Ubuntu Tweak's not in the software center, so just run in a Google search. You see here, I'm guiding and I'm showing you good methods, but really all I'm really doing is keeping a diary, documenting my actions to set up my Ubuntu. But this way, as you're watching me set up, someone who, I'm no Linux expert, but I know my way around Ubuntu, I know how to set it up for my likings and my needs. As you're watching me document my setup, you'll be picking up hints and tips along the way, and you'll be learning along the way. Plus, those of you who already know your bits, you'll be seeing how I do it and how I run my, Ubuntu Linux system, if and when I ever run Ubuntu. Granted, I'm on OS 10 now. It's my primary operating system because I'm using a Mac, so I'm not. Ubuntu Linux won't be my full-time OS. But anyway, enough of me rabbiting. Let's find it. And there it is, Ubuntu Tweak top result. The exact one that I want. Version 0.5.10 apparently. Download now. Yes, please. This is nearly always the first thing I do. It's configured by default to open with the software center, so I'm going to try this. I don't know if it works or whether it will install this way, but I'm going to try it regardless. Okay, waited. Oh, here we go. And then the information appears in here. No screenshot. The version doesn't give you any information on license and updates because it's a little separate, but that doesn't matter. Only install if you trust the origin. Well, I do, so let's click install. And I need my password, obviously. As I say, this software, I can't remember who I first heard about it from. It might have been Tim from the Osgory Tech Show. It might have just been some random Googling or just a random discovery. But I discovered this tool from someone. Excuse me. And I have to say, it became a lifesaver for me. Everything was controlled within this one application. Everything. And you know, it was just intuitive, easy to use interface, you know, and you know, from some of the simpler actions to the more advanced, it was all covered in this one software, which is apparently now installed. Excuse me. Okay, so let's get off that. And you. And applications, it would be under system tools. Yeah, Ubuntu Tweak, there we go. God, I love this software. It is highly recommended that you enable the Ubuntu Tweak stable repository to get security and maintenance updates. If you don't enable this repository, you will need to update manually. Would you like to enable this repository? Well, of course I would. Yes. But I could have gone through all that myself anyway, so. Okay. In a minute, I'm going to be controlling, installing and uninstalling, you know, packages, you know, to basically get the software that I want on here, or that, you know, that I'd normally use. But before that, what we do is go to Source Center. New source data available. Would you like to update? Yes, please. Now it's fetching the data from the servers. There we go. Unlock. You need to put your password in because here we're messing with software sources, adding new repositories, etc. Well, actually, I think it's the PPAs, but yeah, you get the picture. Yes, I know the risks. Yeah, if you're new to you know, to Ubuntu Linux or to Linux in general, I wouldn't recommend going to the source center. Just go to the application center to install your you know, your packages and stuff, your software. If you do go to this, then follow me in the video and only, you know, enable the PPAs that I'm enabling. Because I pretty much, I somewhat know what I'm doing, so I know, you know, the PPAs, the repositories that are safe. Okay, so let's look at browser first. See, in the past I've liked using Chrome for Ubuntu Linux, as I say, so I always use the Chromium daily builds. However, Firefox, they do have better add-ons and more add-ons available, so I'm going to select the Firefox stable here, I think. You see this, I'm recording a video, but it's funny because I'm almost forgetting about it and I'm just getting into my normal routine of setting up my Ubuntu Linux system now, And all I'm doing basically is talking to myself. The dialogue that would usually go into my head, I'm saying it out loud, as I say. So Firefox stable channel, yep, enabling that sounds about right. Excuse me, I've got quite a cough on me at the moment, you've seen. Plenty of Ubuntu Chromiums and whatnot, and Chromium builds, Ubuntu Mozilla, daily build, WebKit. That's all I want, thank you. Firefox stable, that should get me updated to Firefox version 4, as apparently Ubuntu 10.10 hasn't pulled that in yet. Desktop. Now normally I would get Cairo dock here and I'd use a dock. Excuse me. However, because I'm running virtually through a virtual machine, I don't know that it would be able to take it. So I might use Docky, but you see Docky, the only PPA available is the development one, so I'll just get Docky later on. Is there anything else I want to add? Ubuntu, definitely not. What is elementary, Screenlets, Ubuntu Netbook Edition, Unity packages, which would help me put Unity on here if I wanted to. Weather indicator, X updates. Nope, nothing there, thanks. Development, I'm going to ignore that anyway. Email, I never use anything on there anyway. Emulator. Now, if you want to run Windows virtually or any other OS virtually, another Linux version virtually from Ubuntu, you could install VirtualBox here and you could add the PPA for VirtualBox. Excuse me. I'm not going to, because obviously I'm running this through VirtualBox anyway, so what's the point in running VirtualBox in VirtualBox? So all I'm going to do is get the Adobe Air here, add that repository, add that software source, and then let's have a look at file sharing. Now normally I would have always gone for, if I wanted to grab a torrent client, I would have always gone for Deluge. So say that was always my client of choice on Linux. However, since using Mac, I've fallen for Transmission. You know, it's the one I'm used to. I love it. However, I'd want to add the PPA because the version of Transmission that ships with Ubuntu is somewhat nuked. So let's have that. Okay, and then let's have a look at games. Nothing to add there. Image. Nothing to add there by the looks of it. Instant message. Don't want to be adding anything there because the telepathy PPA that would get, you know, more up to date or, you know, development versions of Empathy, but then it wouldn't work with the me menu properly. So I don't advise that. International, nothing. Internet. Dropbox, if you wanted to use Dropbox, it might be worth adding the source here. I'm not going to. Gribber daily builds, well, they're unstable. They're unstable at the best of times, you know, I've noticed in the past. Now, if I was running this, you know, outright now and not virtually, I'd go with the JDownloader PPA because I've grown accustomed to that somewhat on OS 10 now, so I'm going to add that anyway. Okay. Authenticate again. Anything else? Skype repository for Skype stable. Let's add that as well then. Excuse me. Okay, where are we up to? Multimedia. Flash. I have other ways of getting Flash, so I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to touch that yet. Adobe PPA. Handbrake, snapshots, Ubuntu. I might include Ubuntu though, however. Miro, OpenShot, MPlayer, nothing else. Okay. Personal, not sure what's in there. No, nothing interesting for me there. Nope. Nope. Okay, you see it's already got the Ubuntu Tweak stable checked there, because you remember it asked me earlier. There's also testing if you want to use the testing packages. Nothing else there that I can find. Other? No. That's about it. So refresh basically. Enter my passwords. You see, I'm so used to the buttons being on this side now as well, being that I use a Mac. Okay, there's updates available now because of the repository that I've added. So the Firefox will probably update to version 4. There's language pack updates. No support for Firefox. Transmission updating. Ubuntu Fox available. Oh, that's probably something to do with. Yeah, okay, let's go with that then. Select all. Well, I already have, but let's do that anyway. Yes. So update the softwares that already are on here now. See, it's downloaded. The updated versions downloaded. Now it's installing them. See how little effort that is on my part. Effortless, and you see now the software can all be managed within this one utility. And this is just one tiny aspect of this software. And normally I'd be just sitting here setting all this up with Ubuntu Tweak in one go. So I'm going to do this in this one video. So it might turn out to be a fairly long video. Update successful. Okay. Now go to the Application Center. New application data available. Would like to update? Yes, please. Fetching the data from the repositories, including the ones newly added. Okay. Browser. Firefox is already in there. I guess I might check what Firefox version. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's no problem. It's just open for me. Yes. Yeah, and we have Firefox version 4 installed. Very nice indeed, thank you. Let's close you now then. Desktop. Docky, let's grab Docky. I don't know if it'll work within the virtual machine, but with the thingies it should do. And now this is a must, I recommend. GNOME Do. Now they've got something similar on OS X called Quicksilver, but I don't use that because Spotlight pretty much does all the same things that GNOME Do does on Linux. So yeah, I want that as well, definitely. I think that's about it. Yep. Okay, which one was that? Desktop one? Yeah. Development, no. Email, no, I don't want any of them. Emulator, wine, that's all we've got there. No, thank you. File sharing, transmission should already be installed, to be honest. Let's just have a look and make sure that the transmission version is the version that I want. See, this looks potentially nuked. It looks like it might still be nuked. Network, UPnP, EAC, peer blockers, not there. Oh, yeah, it is. Block list. Yeah, okay, that's fine then. So I don't need to add any extra. transmission business there. Games. Now let's see. What I'd normally go for here is play on Linux, and I'm not going to be using it this time, but I'll install it to maybe possibly show you in a future video at some point. Because I love that little thing. As I say, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Image. Shotwell's installed, so is there a way to uninstall F-Spot on here? No. So I'll have to do that via Software Center. Excuse me, I apologise for this. I've got a bad cough on me. Typical. Skype. Yep. I want to install Skype, thank you. See, I'm just going through, selecting all of these. I've not applied anything, but once I've done all this, I can click apply and it will download and install all the softwares that I've asked it to, and any that I might have asked it to remove, it will remove. Internet. Gwibber needs to stay on, thank you very much. Multimedia. I'd normally grab Audacity. Now, obviously, I ain't going to be using it now because I'm just playing with it. But let's get Cheese as well. It'll be interesting to see if it recognises my eyesight camera. So I'll install Cheese. Banshee, by the way, is becoming the default music software in version 11.4. Coming very soon. A few other various players. OpenShot video editor. PTV is the one installed. And let's grab VLC, thank you. On Linux, definitely. Text. Nothing of interest. Theme. I won't remove any of them. I'm probably not installing a new one because I like the default theme nowadays. Utility, Ubuntu Tweak. Cover. There we go. Ubuntu restricted extras. Now this is why I wasn't getting Flash before when I did in the Flash repository, etc. This is a must-have. If you installing the Ubuntu Linux for the first time, always get the Ubuntu restricted extras. Even if you don't want to use Ubuntu Tweak, search the Software Center for them, install the restricted extras. Trust me, make that the first thing you do. So yeah, that's checked and we're about all ready to go. If you're using Ubuntu, by the way, it'll be the Ubuntu restricted extras that you'll want. And don't be using Ubuntu Tweak if you're on KDE. Okay, that should do. Let's apply. This might take a while because there's a lot of software for it to download and install. 149 packages here. The download process still won't take too long. I mean, look at that, that's over 2 megabytes a second it's downloading now at the moment. That's one thing I've always liked. The downloading from the repositories and stuff has always seemed to be lightning fast. You know, I mean, I've got faster speeds than I've ever had anywhere else on any other OS downloading from Linux repositories. That is one thing I love. So yeah, 149 files, probably in the hundreds of megabytes, potentially, and it takes 2 minutes to download. Speed's gone down a little bit there, but it's still, you know, over 1.5 megabytes. It'll probably decrease as it goes, but so long as it stays around a megabyte, then that's fine. So yeah, all I can really do is just wait for that for a minute, because there's not really much more I can do until that's finished. Now I would pause the video recording and, excuse me, and resume once it's finished. However, issue with doing that was firstly I'd have to switch to my OS X space over here, and secondly, oh sorry, I'll pause. You know what? I'll pause and then I'll resume when it's done downloading and installing. So I'll be back. I'll be right back. And we're back. that actually took a lot longer than anticipated. I had more than enough time to grab a coffee, head to the bathroom, and do whatever else I say. Actually, downloading and installing the software doesn't take too long at all. What takes a while is with the restricted extras, downloading and installing the MS Core fonts. It tends to get stuck on each one, so therefore pretty much takes forever. But anyhow, it's done now, so update successful. Okay. And apparently the update manager's popped up. Well, that's surprising because I've just I'm installing updates through this. So let me just run a check on here. Refresh. Well, that's telling me the system's up to date, so I don't know what that was about. Anyway, my next step would normally be to head to the package cleaner. Remember how I said don't use computer janitor before? Yeah, that's why. And basically clean up the system, free up a little hard drive space. However, I realise we've been basically this has been taking quite a while now just to install updates and install and remove necessary software. So I'm going to show you now. This is what we have now. In the accessories, we have GNOME, Do, and Docky. Let's actually try and see if we can get Docky running on here before I accidentally clicked GNOME, Do, but I want that as well, so that's fine. Okay, I can run Docky using GNOME, Do now. There we go. See how quick and easy that was. And there we go. And if we want to bring up GNOME, Do again, it's not going to do it for whatever reason. Okay, I don't know what it's about, to be honest. Anyway, if we've got Docky, we have little need for this panel. Ah! Will you behave yourself? Thank you. Delete this panel. Yes, please. Excuse me. Okay, I'm sorry for bursting your eardrums there. So yeah, as you see, we have our dock here now. If I click here, it takes me to the Docky settings. Start when computer starts, yeah, please. Theme. Let's try glass. Grayscale. That looks okay. Smoke. HUD. No. Let's go with air, I think. Okay. Close you for a sec. See, it's a little slow, but otherwise it's not bad. It's pretty much 2D as well. It's nothing on the OS X dock, but you know, it's still a nice little dock here. We have a few default icons here already. Okay, the next thing. While I've got Docky open, let's just do this, what I'd normally do. New dock on the side, yeah, that's right. And click on you, yeah, you're okay. Docklets, bookmarks, that's the one I usually add, ain't it? Yeah, there we go. And there I have quick access to my files. And then normally I would make that dock auto hide. And you can make Docky 3D as well. It's just apparently the 3D acceleration is not going to work on here for whatever reason, even though the restricted extras are on. It just doesn't seem to want to. Okay, I've got trash, battery monitor, CPU, no thank you. Gmail, no thank you. Mounter, access to mounted volumes. Now, normally I like doing that one here, as far as I recall. So let's add you to here. Okay, any mounted volumes will appear on there now. Clock, NPR, weather, recent documents. No, that's enough for that you. Let's go back to here. Helpers, banshee controls, deluge, getting things known, life rear. See, it's a really good dock, this is actually. Pigeon controls, rhythm box controls. Enable, so you can control rhythm box from the dock. Yeah, that'll do. So there we go. Now we have our basic desktop setup with the certain applications plus Docky, and this is how I usually would have had it configured. I'd have normally 3D background for this one at the bottom here, but it's not going to let me by the looks of it. Let me just click on it. Oh, it is. There we go. There we go. Okay, my bad. 3D background. There we go. It's 3D now. And now let's just check on glass now. Close. Yeah. Okay. Now that's how I normally have it. See, very OS 10-ish. And very nice. And then if I go here, it's a pop-out one, 2D, which has quick access to my files. OS 10 sorts this problem because it has stacks in the dock, but otherwise, you know, it's nice to have that little quick access. So say if I wanted to access something in my music folder now, just go here, music, see how fast that was, and as soon as I hover away from it, it disappears. Brilliant. Okay, so this has gone on for long enough. You see, I want to keep playing now, but I don't want the video to be too long for you guys, so I'm going to leave it at that. This is J800R. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.